Good morning. I was just going to wait till a few people jump on. Welcome everybody to Bajerski Live. I'm here down at Banana Kitchen waiting for a colleague, business colleague. Hopefully going to talk about some new and exciting things we're going to do this year. It's coming next year. Thank goodness. You know, over these years, from 38 years old till now, there were times where I tried to understand dreams, trying to work them out, what the dreams were. People often ask me, do you interpret dreams? And I used to say no because of reasons that I felt were different from how people see dreams. So it would be wrong for me to interpret a dream because I don't interpret a dream like most other healers and psychics and seers would. And the reason why I say this is because there were many a time that in my dream I had dreamt something that a client would say to me, were you thinking about me? About 2 o'clock, and they were in a different country, and I'd sit down and I'd say, no, I wasn't thinking about you, but you were in my dream. And when I worked out the time, it was exactly the same time as what they were talking about. And in my dream, I was with that person, that client, who I might have seen 3 weeks before or 2 weeks before, and I was basically holding them or sat with them, and sometimes touching them, just touching them, touching their chest. This happened too many times to count, and I felt a bit stupid really, because every time I mentioned it to circle nights, they were like, oh, that's kind of, it was strange. They never really embraced it, and I thought, how powerful is that? And I started coming to the conclusion that these weren't dreams. This was my consciousness leaving my body. And remember, my body is not who I am. My consciousness is who I am. And those that I gave healing to, and those that I didn't even know I was giving healing to, I was leaving my body on a night and helping, guiding, and healing people. I've never heard anybody ever say that in the time that I've been doing this 20 years. So I'm not bothered what people think I'm a liar, think I'm an idiot. I don't care. It's just my truth. So as of late, I started speaking out about it maybe a year ago and saying, when people say I don't know what I'm doing here, I don't feel like I belong, I don't feel like I'm doing anything, I don't know what my path is, what my journey is, I kind of smile and look back over the 20 years and seeing all them times where clients would tell me that the next day I'd wake up and they'd say, were you thinking about me? Were you, it's always, were you thinking about me? Because I felt you, I felt your love, I felt your healing. And I'm like, wow, I was asleep. And actually, I remember giving you a healing. And it sounds crazy, this. Sometimes I didn't remember, depending. Sometimes you don't remember. And more often than not, you don't remember. But sometimes you do. Anyway, that was, when people say, I don't know what I'm doing here, I'm saying, you probably do more work when you're asleep, healing this world and making it a better place. So don't worry too much about the daytime. You're probably just recovering. So last night was a strange night because working out from dreams to things, I am totally not into politics whatsoever, not one little bit. I think most politics is filled with ego, power-hungry people. But last night, in my dream, I was at an open, I don't know whether it was open air or a large, could have been a stadium, an indoor or outdoor stadium, I'm not sure. And I can't see whether it was real light or false light, so it's hard for me to say whether it was day or night. And this guy looked like Donald Trump, and he fell down onto the floor. And I presume that the woman who was next to him on the floor turned and looked at me. I went over and put my hands over his chest and heart to give healing, and then I went again, and then it was gone. And I don't know whether it was okay or not, but it was weird. So sometimes they can be dreams. Sometimes they can be really truthfully your consciousness leaving the body at that particular time, healing, or it can be a form of seeing the future. So, and it's hard for me to predict which one is which. It's hard. I'd love to say, okay, it was definitely that. He definitely fell over. This guy definitely fell over last night. I don't know. And, you know, so when I had these dreams, and if I had these dreams, I'll give you for instance, I remember waking up and there was a lady that I really care for, and her friend came for a reading, and I didn't know a friend, but she was in my dream, and we were in a car together, and she was driving too fast, and we smashed into what looked like a wall. And I rung my friend up and I said, I had a dream last night, and I was in a car with the friend that you brought for a reading 2-3 weeks ago. And she says, yeah, she had a crash yesterday. And I'm like, okay, that's what I dreamt. We were in the car together and she had a crash. Is she okay? She said, yes, she's fine. There was also a time when I had this awful feeling that I was walking with a lovely young lady who came for a healing session, and she came in my dreams a couple of months, and I rang Stefan, which was a mum, and I said, is your daughter going abroad somewhere? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, I dreamt that I was walking with her and there was 2 big guys who tried to grab her. And I said, there was a beach to my right hand side. Left hand side was palm trees in the middle of the road, and on the other side was like big hotels all the way along. And I said, she walks to the very end, and then all the hotels stop, the beach stops, and then it goes to rocks. And I said, it's when she goes to the rocks and goes too far, then there's 2 men approach her. And I said, and it was an awful dream. I didn't want to say any more than that. And she said she's actually leaving tomorrow. And I said, well, will you tell her that if what I've described is where she's going to, blah blah blah. And she was saying, yeah, that's roughly very similar. And I said, well, are you going with her? Yeah, we're all going as a family. Okay, so will you maybe not let her go on her own somewhere. And she said, absolutely, thank you. And they were fine thereafter. I didn't know whether I stopped it. I don't know. I can't. There's no real evidence or truth or ABC to any of this. But I think you can kind of at least try and, you know, share these things with people, because there can be truths in it, or it could be just a dream, could be a message. So yeah, I don't even know why I started talking about that, but anyway, there you go. Today's a beautiful day. We're going to be looking at I've got some small morset sits I want to upload today. The large ones, I think we sold quite a few of the large ones last night because everybody was asking for them. So I've got some smaller pieces, so I'm going to be putting them on the website at a good price. And they're beautiful, beautiful crystal, very powerful, and it doesn't matter what size they are, they're very protective against dark energy. So I'm going to put them on the website. I'm going to do them like, you know, they are very, very beautiful, probably about 60, something like that. So that's going to be a special offer, and I think I've got about 15 of them. So I'm going to put them on the website. I've got a new microphone actually, and that's my gift to myself. It's a microphone which is a high quality microphone, and a mixer box, so it sounds a little bit more professional. So that's going to be set up in the next half an hour to an hour. So I'll probably do a live tonight to check that out and test it out. Or maybe this afternoon. But yeah, I am wishing you all a lovely day, whatever you're doing. Pretty cool down here today. So cheers everybody. Ginger shot, ginger and apple shot. I did say to the girls that please, if you've won a crystal, if you're one of the winners of the crystals, send a message in. But the girls said, oh, it's okay, we've got their details anyway. So I didn't, yeah, that's good. So the girls are going to send the crystals off, the 18 crystals off. The only people who need to send a message in are the ones that I chose for Yvonne Dyson and her cleaning company that I asked go and vote for her, and then I chose 2 names. They must contact us. And Trevor, lovely Trevor, who's got a podcast, who's trying to build up a podcast. I chose a name, so please check it out and have a look on the latest video that says Raffle winners, because it's not just Raffle winners, it's the winners of that names that I chose. And obviously last night I did a live seminar, and it's called Abundance Seminar. I think you've already done that. I mentioned anybody who was listening to it that you have to put your name down at info@markbajerski.com if you've never been able to afford a crystal and you've never had a crystal or oil or incense off me, to put your name down for a beautiful bottle of my abundance oil and a beautiful pyrite pendant. 5 people will be receiving one of them in the next few days as a gift from my heart to yours. Get your abundance up, whatever that abundance is. We get you up there and happy and strong and well. And yeah, I guess that's it really. I'm not talking too loud because there's people behind me. So I'm wishing you well wherever you are. I'm going to get back on with today. But yeah, I find it fascinating, dreams. And wholeheartedly, deep down in my soul, believe that we work through the night to help heal people. And it could be that we go back to the spirit world to meet with our spirit family, and they're not up there, they're around us in a different frequency. And if we can leave the body, which I do believe we can if we're healthy and strong, and if we're not being polluted and poisoned and blocked and trapped by CERN and bad energies and often poisons within our body that causes a disruption, so that we don't fit like a hand in a glove, and that it's difficult for the consciousness to leave. And I do believe one day it will be known that these satanic sick leaders of this world, that the ones in the dark, they know exactly how the consciousness works. They've weighed the consciousness a long time ago. They know that the soul has weight. They know it has frequency. They know that if they cause issue to the physical body, I'm talking about real poisons in the body. It does cause an issue to the physical and consciousness to work together in harmony. And then you don't hear anything, you don't feel anything, you're just a walking automaton with a brain that's using the knowledge that you've learned as a child, the programming. So I think they know all of these things. I think they're well ahead of what we know. Right then, I love you all. I'm wishing you all a lovely, lovely day. Whatever you're doing, take care. Bye for now.